Blog Talk Radio.
Program, and today we're going to talk about the power of the annular solar eclipse. Ray, are you there with me?
I am here.
Okay, good. Well, I want to tell everyone that I have a sale going on this week, and check out my website, Cherokee Billie, spiritualadvisor.com, and you will find things that you may really like. A lot of different email readings, many different things happening. So anyway, I look forward to speaking with you and or doing an email reading. And remember to support this program. You know, your support is what keeps me here doing this program, giving you information along with all my articles and videos. So please buy a product, service, or send a donation, whatever you can do. Anyway, now that we got the commercial out of the way, Ray, you want to say something on this moon that's coming up?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of potential with a lot of things. It's a very powerful moon. It talks about when they talk about the death, it's not the individual death, it's the death of the stuff past versus reopening the stuff that's open, the birth of new stuff coming in. And what that means is you gotta, you have to look at everything, whether it be a job, whether it be whatever it may be. Now's the time to look at stuff and either progress, get rid of the stuff that's bogging you down and progress to the stuff that, think about, what you want to do. And let's face it, life's short. You got to be, you got to be happy with what you're doing and go from there. Think about what you want to do and then go in that direction. Like I said, it's a very powerful moon. It will help.
Yes.
As you're thinking about stuff, just let things go. Don't research it to death, and I'm guilty of that, researching stuff to death. Just let things go. And go ahead.
I got to bring up, with new moons, it's always about planting your intentions. This is the time. Whatever you want to focus on coming forward. And with the power of this ring of fire, it's called, this eclipse, and it's a very rare one. It doesn't come along often. The last one, I believe, was like in 2005. It's been quite a while, so that's why this is a major celestial event. And, plant your intentions. Write out what you'd like to see manifest between now and the end of the year. And then say it, plant it in the ground, dig a hole, plant your paper in the hole. I mean, really do a visualization of planting your intentions. Now, sorry to interrupt there, Ray, but I thought that was important to get in.
Yeah, that's very important. Always, get rid of like I said, the stuff that's bogging you down and figure out what you want to do and move forward with it. As long as it's, something good and positive, that's a good thing. Anything that's positive in life in general is a good thing. Ask the Creator
True.
for help. Just don't say, I could do this on my own. Well, he's a lot more powerful than everybody else. Ask him for help.
Although we do have to take action. We can't just pray and sit there. You got to put some action to it.
Absolutely. You can't, it's like anything, if you want something to happen, you have to do it. You might get some help, but you have to do it and go from there. Things just aren't going to happen by themselves.
No. God gave us a body and a mind to do things with, and it's up to us what we do with the gift of life. The best way I can put it.
I agree 100%.
But, it's interesting this whole month of October, we talked about last week's radio program, is very powerful. It's the most powerful month of the year for spirituality and things happening. The veil between our world and the spirit world is very thin. So it's a lot of things that are coming through and you can receive. Ask, especially before going to sleep at night. Ask, say a prayer and ask for a vision or a message through your dreams. You may get one, and if you don't the first time, try it again. Keep doing it. You'll see some changes.
Absolutely.
And
Things don't happen.
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
No, you. I'd rather you.
Things don't happen overnight. Never have, never will. Our time is not the Creator's time. Our time is like a half a twitch on His time. So just like you said, just because it doesn't happen overnight, doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It may take a while,
right.
a week, 2 weeks, years. It will happen.
Yeah, and don't give up. But I want to get back into this. I mentioned the Ring of Fire because this is really a major thing. As I said, it hasn't happened in a long time. And this eclipse will be visible throughout the United States and Central America. It won't be visible in other parts of the world. But the moon will pass between the sun and the earth, creating a stunning ring of fire effect. It's truly an awe-inspiring moment that you don't want to miss. So, grab your eclipse glasses, find a great place, and prepare to be amazed. Take time and watch this. Don't just let it read about it. Get outside. Put down the cell phones and just enjoy it. You don't even need to take a picture of it. Just truly enjoy the time. Be in the moment. And I think you'll find that it's very inspiring.
Absolutely. And like you said, it only comes around every so often. So, enjoy it while it is. It's, I mean, the younger kids I'm sure it'll be around a lot more. But for us older people, who knows, 10, 15,
Yeah.
20, 30 years from now, chances are we're not going to see it, but, enjoy it, know what you're looking at.
None of us have
Enjoy
a
it.
promise of tomorrow.
Right. As they say, a lot of people had things planned for today, and they're not here. A lot of people had things planned for tomorrow, tonight. They're not here. So, yeah, you never know when it's your time, and enjoy it while you can.
I brought this up before, but more deaths occur in the month of October than any other time of the year. And I believe it's because it's easier for people to pass and go through that veil. I mean, this is my observation. I just know the statistics. And you probably read what I wrote on this about we enter in the medicine wheel. We go into the land of death this month. And this is not, something spooky and scary. It's just a part of life. If you live, you're eventually going to die. It's just the way it is. And this timeline of the land of death lasts from now until the winter solstice. We're actually in the winter solstice. It's about life coming back. Most people don't realize that.
And I often wonder how many during the winter solstice, how many kids are born at that time. Creating the life.
That's a good point. I don't know that statistic. I could always look it up, but not right now. Death, getting back to this cycle of life and death, is only the other face of life. If you're strong enough to face your death, then you'll get through the initiation of death and rebirth quite easily. So don't fear it. It's not a horrible thing. And this is a holy season, believe it or not. People don't think of that. Again, death has been portrayed as, the Grim Reaper and all these weird connotations when it is much different. death is very sweet, very kind. If you've ever seen the movie Meet Joe Black with Brad Pitt, it's a good example of what the spirit of death is like. That's actually the movie with Brad Pitt was taken from a stage play in the 1920s called, oh God, what was it? I can't remember the name of the movie, but it was turned into a movie in 1930, a long time ago, and it's one of my favorite movies. The name escapes me at the moment, but it's a very good, and again, this was a stage play in the 1920s going way back in time. So you can tell that, people have thought on these things so much throughout the decades and everything. People are wondering about what it is. And of course, there are people who have had near-death experiences who can tell you what they're like.
Absolutely. To me, I look at it as in a simplistic thing, moving from, let's say, Pennsylvania to California. You're basically, you're gone in Pennsylvania, and people won't remember you, and don't remember you. But in California, it's like being rebirthed again. Or I don't mean to use California because
you're just giving an example.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like California is the rebirth, and Pennsylvania is the death. So you're not going back, and things are going to be different, and it's just what if you've been a decent person all your life, then there's really nothing to worry about. And if you've been I'm trying to change the words here, a bad person, then you're going to get a number 10 coal shovel, and that's going to be it, out of a lack of words to use.
What a way to put it. Oh, by the way,
I don't know how else to say it.
I looked up the name of that stage play and movie. It was called Death Takes a Holiday. And I actually like it better than the movie, the modern one with Brad Pitt. I just feel it was much more accurate on so many things. So you can look it up. Again, these movies are, because people are wondering about life after death, and there's reasons some of these plays and movies come out. It's, God, this great spirit, trying to get these messages out. One of the things with new moons I pointed out about planting intentions, you can create a ritual, a ceremony, anything you want to call it, prayer, whatever it is, and really take time on this new moon to spend in celebrating your life and sending up prayers and thanks. That's a big thing. Thank you.
Absolutely. You should always be thankful for the things, even though sometimes you don't think that you've had anything good. You should always be thankful for what you do have. Having a roof over your head, for the people who are not homeless, and even the people that are homeless. A lot of them got tents and stuff like that. They could be worse. They could be just have nothing and just sleeping on the ground and not a roof over their head. So you always got to be thankful. You always got to be thankful and thank the Creator, and just talk to Him, talk to the different archangels. Always ask them for help. Putting the white light on you, the blue light from Saint Michael the Archangel, and the other ones. Always ask them for help, and they're not going to turn their back on you. They're going to help you. They may not help you when you want it, but they'll help you.
And thank them. That's another key thing, is thank them.
Absolutely. A lot of people.
Go ahead.
No, a lot of people don't. They get what they want, then they say, okay, bye.
Yeah.
You got to thank the people. Somebody gives you a piece of cake, here you go, here's a piece of cake. You just don't walk away and say, yeah, okay. You should be thankful. You should say thank you. Somebody hold the door open for you. Thank you. Whatever the case may be, if you're thanking people on earth, you also got to thank the angels and the Creator.
Yes, yes. Giving thanks is a big part of seeing things happening in your life for the better. Thanks. Powerful word. I
Absolutely.
often just say thank you and not, just thanks for everything, and I'm not even specific, because we all have our trials and tribulations, and this attitude of gratitude can really change things very much.
And I mean, if nothing else, and you look at it from today's point of view, you should always say thank you just because it's the right thing to do, and it's common courtesy. With the angels, I mean, it's a little bit different, but, you should still always say thank you, for whatever you get. Whether you hit the lottery for $5 or 5 million, you should just say thank you.
Yes, I have learned, I pray 1,000,000 times a day over simple things that other people would not think of, but I am praying it because I know how much I need that help. And I'm always thinking of that, that they're around, but if you aren't asking, you aren't going to get it. And that's, again, back to this whole new moon thing.
Absolutely.
You'll find a difference.
And the veil, there's always a veil. My son, when he was born, my youngest son, when he was born, he told me about the veil. And I thought he was, I thought he was crazy, but as it worked out and I started doing some research on it, he told me, basically broke me right down what was going on. And, there's got to be something, you just don't plop out and say, here I am. There's got to be a veil to have you between this world and the spirit world.
Yes. Always. These are important points. And I have a new moon reading that's quite different. It's kind of like a combination of information and your life path. And you might want to check it out. Again, go to my website, Cherokee Billie, spiritualadvisor.com, and check out the different services I offer. And as I said, I have a sale on right now to many of my different services. So please check them out. And getting back to the new moon for a minute, a new moon, again, is a time of new beginnings, hope, faith, and optimism. And that's why it's an important night to plant your intentions, to really spend time doing some sort of ritual, prayer, meditation, something. And with this power of this ring of fire, there's something to it because, again, it doesn't happen often. So that's why it happens less often than a blue moon. That's why this is so powerful. Also, we didn't mention it. This new moon is in the sign of Libra. So Libra is all about balance. And you can find possibly balance for whatever you're going through.
Absolutely. A lot of things are, a lot of people find stuff where they got to make decisions about stuff, me included, on, what should I do this, should I do that? And then you got to look at the basics, is that going to be good for me or is that going to be bad for me? And mean, you have to get that balance in between.
Yes, and again, tap into this energy. You got all this power from the cosmic forces. And, astrology and astronomy and all this has a reason because we are guided by so many things, not just our thoughts and our intentions here, but the moon has a powerful effect on the body of a person. The moon controls the waters. Our body is 70% water. So you think about that. The moon definitely has an effect upon you. So you keep that in mind.
I mean, if nothing else, you look at the full moon. People are either very nice or they're total wackos. Like a lot of them, get. I don't understand why, but and it's got to be because of the water. I mean, it's just crazy stuff happens on the full moon.
A pull on the body, definitely.
Right. So I mean, it's not this thing, it's not that thing. It's just it affects the whole everything. I worked in the casinos for years, and go ahead.
No, I like your casino stories.
I worked in the casinos for years, and I mean, you get people that some people were very good, and then, when a full moon comes, they can't even count to 21. So, then here's the other people couldn't count to 21 anyhow.
Right, but you said you saw a distinct difference, in people during those full moons, and working with the public like you were, you're really going to see it, and especially when you're dealing with money. People get real emotional when it comes to money.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they come out with all kinds of, we'll just say all kinds of stories and stuff that most of it makes no sense whatsoever. But, or they say, well, this place did that and that place did this. Well, you know what? We're not at that place and we're not at this place. We're right here. So these are the roles here and the story.
Very true. Very true. It's just, there's a lot more going on than what we can see. And you've got to be respectful of the fact that there's things beyond this visible third dimension. I have and Ray has, we've had incredible experiences with life after death, and it changes you, and you know that this isn't it. For people who've never had those experiences, they can scoff at it and say, that's just fantasy. But when you've had visitation from a loved one, you don't forget it.
Absolutely. I mean,
I was thinking of the story my mother told me. She grew up in the South, and she was born in 1920. And there was no radios, of course, television wasn't invented, but there was no radios where she was. They had nothing. She was in great poverty. And her and her cousins went to this old house one day, and they started to play around in it. And they were playing a game, like kind of hide-and-seek type game. And all of a sudden, they kind of stopped because this one cousin was stopped and staring at something. So they didn't understand what. And they went over, and there was a staircase going up in this house, an old abandoned house. But at the bottom of the staircase, now remember, this was great poverty. They didn't have magazines. So many things she didn't have in that time period. And she'd never seen a poodle in her life. But there was this dog, a poodle, standing on its hind legs and motioning for them to come forward. And the poodle started walking up the stairs. And it kept motioning for them to come up. And they're all just frozen. They were young kids, staring at this. And it got up to the top of the staircase, and it disappeared. And when it did, she said they ran out windows. They were hitting every way to get out of there. And her father and uncles, they went back, with lanterns and stuff, and looked over that house, and they could find nothing. But she had a deep belief from that point on that there was something beyond this. And I just always think of that, story.
Well,
it was, what?
Well, there's always something well beyond this, contrary to what a lot of people think. I mean, it's like, you saw your dad. I saw mine. I saw my mom, and I mean, she's come to me on more than one occasion, and she just turned around and said, "Hey, you know what? How you doing? How's everything?" So I mean, it was like they're standing right in front of me. And
Mm-hmm.
if the veil wasn't so thin, I would have never seen it, or nobody would have seen anything. So,
Very
I mean,
true.
it was just, it was just a little screwy, but I mean, it didn't make me nervous. You know, my cat will look up the steps and go, just
Mm-hmm.
sit there and look. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I wonder who's up there that he's sitting there looking up the steps,
They do
with,
see things more than we do.
oh, yeah. Oh,
Now,
absolutely.
we've got a
They,
caller here waiting,
okay,
so we're down to just a couple of minutes here. So let's try
okay.
and tune in. Hello, are you there?
Yes, hello.
You're live. Yes, hello.
Oh, hi. Thank you for taking my call. I was just wondering if you tune in and any of my spirit guides, or if there's anyone on the other side who has a message for me.
Well, Ray, you want to take it? He's better at this than me.
What's your first name?
It's Miranda.
Melinda. Okay. Let me think here. I wasn't quite expecting this.
No, neither am I, but you're better at popping out with spirits than I am. You get things faster than I do.
I
Wait,
feel
while you're thinking there, Ray, let me just ask something. What is your birth date? That would be a great help.
It's September 6th.
Okay, got it. All right, that helps. Ray, you want to go for something there?
to be honest with you,
It's
I
not.
see something, but I just, I can't, I can't stick my finger on it.
It's not the
I
easiest thing to get these answers. Some people can bop them off like, a
Mm-hmm.
machine gun, but it isn't so easy. It does take time, but give me a moment. I can give you some information about your angel for you.
Okay.
That would be more important than any guide. The angels have the power. Guides do not. This is something I'm always telling people. Don't go to guides. Go to the angels. The guides can
Mm-hmm.
only direct you. Now, your main archangel is Raphael, and he is the great healer. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And tune in and ask for him to help you heal your physical, emotional, any problems. But even beyond that, ask for his guidance. He will be helping you. Okay? That I can tell
Okay.
you. So that gives
no,
you something to work with. Go ahead,
I
Ray.
will say, there's a lady. She seems like to be an older lady, but I can't make. She's just got a smile on her face. That's all I see.
I see.
That's
Okay.
interesting. It could be, is your mother passed on?
No, she's still here. It's probably a
Okay.
grandmother, I guess. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's probably what it is. And I hate to do this, but we're down to just a few seconds left in the show. But
Oh,
remember
okay.
your
Sorry.
archangel, and no, it's okay. And talk to your grandmother tonight
All right.
before you go to sleep. Ask her to come to you in dreams, because Ray is really good at picking up these spirits, far better than me. And I'm sure that what he said is very accurate for you. Okay?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well,
Thank you
thank
so
you for
much.
calling. Bye-bye.
Have a good night. Bye.
Ciao or bye.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're down to just less than a minute here, but I thank you always, Ray, for being here with me. Your insight and input is, to me, very valuable. You have great gifts,
Well,
as I've always said, and they come through. It's just I'm like
yeah.
you. I
Well,
can't pop out things quickly. I know there are people who can, but it takes me, I go into a meditation or a quietness and get those answers. That's how it works for me.
I can't just pop it out, either as a whole, as a role. But, it gives me a little bit, and I'm sure if I would have concentrated on or, had more
Well,
time, I
we're
probably could
down
have
to
communicated
just a
more.
few seconds, Ray. Anyway,
Okay.
Thank you for being here. Everyone, have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.